with that, we'll see. Maybe they just put him into the air with Kasane and his Primal split, but at the same time, if you let a Bristleback get out of control, he can completely take over the game.
Let's see how this all goes in the second and all-important game. TSM, should they claim victory, they will find themselves in the upper bracket final, and we're going to have the first skirmish. It took several minutes in game 1. It's not going to take that long in game 2, as TSM will find Blink. The Whitemon with the eye shot sets up for the first kill, and they should be able to find the second onto Samson as well. That is the best thing in the world. Great times. You know how many times I've seen where the Tusk goes in, you level shards at level 1, you don't get the kill, and suddenly you've griefed the whole game because you don't have tag team? Yeah, that's not the case this time here. ET, great kills, allows them to plant down some vision, and guarantees them some bounties while they're at it.
Yeah, they just get to completely reset. A lot of deep vision placed by Bammysoy in the meantime, but doesn't feel like it's necessarily going to matter. They're trying to get back out onto the map in time, but there's nothing that they can really do here. There might be a small skirmish here on Brow trying to go for this bottom rune, but they're actually busy dewarding, and they do get one of them, but
okay.
Take a step away from the runes for a second, and I think they're going to lose out on, yeah.
It goes 2-2 for them. Despite how badly it went in the first game. It's going to be a rough start, to be fair. Having to be behind, especially when it's Kasane that got the first blood. So you have a Brewmaster that's off to a hot start. But overall, Bammysoy still have a good shot at this. If they just keep calm, play some strong team fights. And crucially, we need this mid lane to go well. Obviously, we've seen this lane many times throughout this year. The Lina versus the Pango. Where's it at currently in 734C?
It should still be painful. It should still hurt. Mobe should really put the hurt onto Bryle. Makes it a little bit easier for Bryle having that extra assist gold. He's only 150 gold away from that bottle, so it should alleviate some of that pressure. But until Bryle can get raindrops, can get his stick, there's a lot of zoning that Mobe can do. It's where really all he has to do is maybe dodge out on the damage from the shield crash, tank some creeps, just right-click Bryle anytime he gets to CS. It's a very costly lane for the Pango. Anytime he wants to get those last hits, he's going to have to assume damage. But that's where Mobe just has to not let him get away with too much. If this ends up being a draw, it's a failure for Mobe. He wants to be very aggressive.
Oh, bottom lane, speaking of aggression, they're going on to Tomato here. They really want to try find a kill, but unable to find the angle to hold him in place. So just back to farming. Moo's going to try and make sure that this lane not just goes well like in game 1, but that they're able to translate it into something in the mid game. As the Magnus here, is his build going to be heads up for the Blink Dagger? Should he stop over for something else first?
Nah, Treads Blink, keep it simple. I think Moo especially might even just get Arcanes. He likes having that extra mana to spam out, even though everybody does the Max Skewer build now pretty much, unless your lane is really going slow. But we'll have to see. Keep an eye on his skill build. But right now, trades are going great. Doing a really good job. Don't think Tomato has a point up in the refraction just yet, but oh my god.
My goodness, how did that happen? He doesn't have a point into the Bristleback just yet. He's only level 1. They managed to run him down. That is... I'm genuinely surprised that happened. Near the tier 1 tower, Samson ends up dead, and the worst part about this is not only did the Bristleback die, that is yet another kill involvement for Kasane early on.
Yeah, that just means that supports, especially the Brew, it's a little bit more of that level tick up. It's where Immersion gets closer to level 4, level 5. That Spirit Calling gets really obnoxious to play into. The duration just scales. The silence scales so well on that spell. Just makes it much easier to then start making movements around the map. But just gets greedy. Caught up in the lane. Again, just without a little bit of regen, and then suddenly you get punished. I wonder if there's a point where he leaves to just stack on the Vengeful Spirit. But elsewhere, bottom lane, they're killing it. They're doing a great job making these trades happen.
They've already forced out quite a lot of HP away from Whitemon, forcing him to have to pop a salve right now. Tomato's also practically out of regen. And they are still in a very healthy spot. Got some Wraithband coming in right now for Moose. He's going to keep the right-click game going. Actually going double Wraithband. I like this. Both Blink and Moo. Realizing that how they win is through sheer right-clicks. And they're going to try and go on to Blink. But Tomato Gonna find himself forced to pop the refraction to ensure he doesn't die in revenge. But nonetheless, feels very good. When you've been harassed all this time, but you still manage to find the kill before your enemy, what a feeling in Dota 2.
Yeah, not just that, you push them back away from the Lotus. I don't know how TSM always is able to manage this, but whenever the Lotus is coming up, the wave is pushing into the offlaner, they make space happen, and Blink, you just came here. Oh, what a Sprout. But that was a real big problem. That was just him getting a little bit overzealous there with the teleport. At least he makes that Sprout play happen, otherwise he's dead again.
That would have been really tragic. On the bright side, it's Nature's Prophet, so it doesn't have to do the walk of shame, but would have been a pretty big deal for their prospect of winning this game. On the bright side, though, they are making sure that Tomato isn't actually CSing all that much. So that is a healthy situation when Samson is at the very least CSing well, despite the earlier death.
Now he's able to recover. He's going to be able to take those stacks. It's going to be a little bit slower, but look at this. Immersion finds time to abuse the lane here on the rune. Means that he's not going to get a water rune in his bottle. A little unfortunate there for Mobe, because now Brau can actually force you to play defensively. You have to look at your HP. Mobe still is looking to play aggressive, but at the same time, Brau is taking the XP advantage. He's playing up on these creeps. He's finding that draw that Mobe doesn't want to give him. It's where he's got to start turning up the heat a little bit. Otherwise, this Pango's just going to start rotating. He's going to start ignoring you. As soon as you hit level 7, you can just swash out the lane, and then you can really ignore the Lina.
Another temperature pun. I see. Down bottom. Tomato very comfortably trying to finish off the power trades here. They could honestly, where their position right now, they could maybe try and play with a twin gate coming through, but instead they're going to go directly onto Blink with the snowball. Whitemon really wants to find this kill with Tomato. Blink juking and jiving in the trees, even threw back a blood grenade for good measure. And Tomato, he's falling low, but he does have refraction, so he should be fine. I think he's trying to bait the TP in from Nature's Prophet. Very wisely though, Blink will not take said bait. Will go home instead.
Yeah. Tomato knows as well, with the double ranged creeps on him, if he does pop refraction, it's going to be pretty sketchy, so just doesn't want to risk it. But it's a good reset. Blink gets to walk out, gets more regen, has just been ferrying, been a little pocket courier for Moo. Doesn't have to wait for many of his items, but look who's come through. Samson says, yeah, I'm done with this. He's ganking Tomato.
Okay, normally it's the 5 position, not the carry, that makes the twin gate rotation, but looks like it's actually going to pan out well. Samson actually gets the kill onto Tomato. His team is hoping he can accomplish a double here. They will rather keep him alive though, so they retreat with the bristleback. But that's a very intriguing rotation. It does throw the Vengeful Spirits to the Wolves at the top lane, but certainly a worthwhile trade for them overall.
Yeah, then immediately comes back, gets Urn, gets Cinderbrood, you know? Kasane is going to be in a really good spot in a few seconds here. He's going to have that primal split. He's been given that alone time because Immersion just knows the lane's going well. Maybe occasionally I have to pull, but give Kasane all of the XP he wants and needs. I mean, the Bristleback just ganked my safe laner. Certainly my lane's going well. It's got to be going through Kasane's mind.
Mid lane, Mobe. His lane is about to start going very poorly as Whitemon with the ice shards set him up, but they actually couldn't find the kill. Whitemon trying to roll in right now. Doesn't manage to kill him just yet. Whitemon actually ends up dead to the support road. Brau also got a little bit lucky. If he had one more errant bounce on the high ground, he might have been also repositioned badly, but somehow, some way, Mobe gets to survive that engagement.
No, and of course, Tusk Pango, it's a combo that can feel make or break. Sometimes you just ruin them with the shards, but then in that situation, you ruin your teammate a little bit. He just gets an ugly bounce, isn't able to connect, Mobe bottles up, the dive becomes too sketchy. At least Brau doesn't lose his life, but that's not what they wanted. That was a clean kill onto Mobe that ends up slipping through their fingers. A kill that would have given Whitemon his boots, who now has to kind of slowly walk around the map. Lanes are feeling a lot better from Bammysoy this time around. Even though I think top lane, still a little bit left to be desired. I think you're going to see the Bristleback have to fully retreat in a few moments here with that Primal Split being online. Because now Kasane, he's the king of the top lane. And I think, yeah, he's getting his free kill. No time wasted. Just wants his money, wants his tower. He's looking to just make his moves on the map.
Bristleback already vacated the area wisely. But no one to defend this means a free tier 1, like you say. And they're actually going middle potentially, looking for Mobe here. He was almost connected to with the dead shot. But he does have 2 very defensive wards to help him out. Blink will also ensure that the haste rune is saved up for him. He needs it quickly though to get away from Braille and this rolling thunder. The thunder though will connect onto BNC because Blink has no way out of this himself. And he will end up dead. Whitemon's shards blocking off any support potential from Bammysoy. Not the worst death in the world, I suppose, given that did require several TSM heroes to show up here. It's buying space and time for Sammy Boy in the top lane to keep farming. Magnus is still holding it down bottom. Mu has literally suffered 0 tower damage. So this game is, despite the kill disparity, like leaps and bounds better than the first one.
No, definitely is. You're not seeing TSM drag the game away just yet. Even though now Immersion is going to start focusing on stacking, making these Ancients something that Tomato is going to want to rotate to. But I think also it's a bit of an overreaction from TSM. They got to be a little bit careful. You start over-rotating, you don't end up getting those core kills. Nature's Prophet is something you'll take 10 minutes into a game, but eventually those rotations, those TP scrolls, they end up not funding that cost. It just ends up being a little expensive, but at the same time, they want to put the pressure on Tomato. A lot of heroes down here now, but immediate TP rotations.
Yeah, the TP rotations are here, but that's going to just set them up for a multi-hero RP. As Mu able to get the kill onto Immersion first with the help of Blink. And they can't find Tomato though. They ran out of damage, ET. Mu will be able to TP home. Kasane is here, doesn't have the Bruce Split at the ready. They should be able to escape away from him. Well, maybe not Husky because he's being pincered into by Whitemon. But Bammysoy, they ran out of damage. Well, I'm not sure if they just ran out of damage, but it looked like for a second they were targeting Immersion first. And that loses them their chance to bring down Tomato.
Yeah, gets to walk away. A little bit of skirmish now on that 10-minute rune and Blink. Oh, God.
Oh, Blink. Poor Blink. Laguna Blade out onto Whitemon. Whitemon's actually falling very low himself. He might end up dying with one more spell from Mobe or a couple more right clicks. And unfortunately for Bryle, Blink a little bit too tanky to get brought down in that fashion. Will be able to get out of dodge.
It's very peculiar. And the only reason that bottom plate goes so well is because Mobe ends up canceling Brow's TP. So all he can do is stick around in the mid lane. If Pango shows up there, I feel like you're losing cores on Bammysoy. But at least you drag the fight out. You drag them away. Get to buy a little bit of time for that Bristleback. And Mu was, despite committing RP, not very much disturbed. Is still just farming, looking for that Blink Dagger. One of the issues with Magnus, you do have to just stick in your lane until your blink is done. You can't really navigate. But again, 4th rotation here from Samson.
Oh, man. You know, you were talking about how he plays support as a carry player. Man, this guy's playing carry like a support right now. You want to try and make this dive onto Tomato, but Whitemon, he's already here. He's got his back. So Samson realizes that this move is not going to happen. Forced to go back to the top side of the map. But they're still thinking about it. They will get the swap back there. Nice drag back very far away from the rest of the squad. Tomato has no more refraction, but they just don't have enough damage. The assistance has come in right now from Immersion and Whitemon, and it turns into an easy kill for Tomato instead. At the same time, Bruce Split goes out into the top side of the map onto Samson. He should be able to bring down this Bristleback. Oh my goodness, Husky with the last second support, keeping Bristleback alive. They really want to try to bring down Kasane before the Bruce Split, but he does come back, and now he turns back onto Samson with the Cinder Brew and the clap. He should have this. Samson, though, gets saved once more with the magic missile. Kasane, he's eating a few too many cool sprays, so he does have to be careful here. And he does decide it's time to leave, get the hell out of dodge. Husky gonna try to go for the solo kill. He has another option. Why did he turn? ET, why did he turn? He was dead to rights. Oh, no. Oh, he loses his nerve, decides to run away from the fight, and Kasane punishes him for his cowardice.
Yep, gets 2 more vessel charges, gets to stay back out on the map. Meanwhile, you lose Mobe. I think finally a clean roll ends up landing. There's no way for them to save them, and maybe not. Maybe it's just them just finding him on the rune, just playing aggressive. And now TSM, they start cooking. They start getting that 3k gold lead. They start finding that net worth. Then you realize, well, TSM, They've got this setup. The TA's not getting shoved out. Bammysoy aren't bringing enough heroes, and I think the biggest difference right now is that Mobe isn't showing up in that TA's lane. He's not the hero that they're swapping into LSA, getting those kills going. And in the meantime, they're setting up themselves for Midases. They're setting themselves up for a lot of gold here. At least Bammysoy has been right on it with the NP as well. They're also getting those stacks going, farming up, but they're sharing. Moon wants his Blink Dagger just as much as Samson wants progress towards that Ags, which is fine, you know? In fact, Samson's just given everything to Moo, so hopefully they can get some play going with that Mag Blink, but until then, it's net worth invested in no play so far. It's been very patient. At least it's coming on the courier now.
At first you don't succeed, try again. Looks like they might be trying to go with that dodge down into the bottom side of the map. Sadly, like you said, Mobe doesn't have an easy way to get here. Did not go for the bots build on his Lina. So showing up to this fight is not going to be happening anytime soon. They just don't have the damage, unfortunately for them, to do any of these moves. But Mu might try now though. TPing to the mid lane. He's not in the trees. It's going to try go heads up into Kasane, but he will get the Blink Dagger revealed for nothing. Brewmaster split comes out from Kasane, and he's thinking about going right onto Husky. Husky losing a lot of HP, but healthy enough. But Kasane realizes he can't do this. And now Kasane needs to escape. He knows that Mu is waiting to try and blink skewer him. They're gonna swap him instead with the Tumbler's Toy right underneath the tier 1 tower. That's the combo you wanted. It doesn't go onto Tomato, but it does catch out Kasane. Mu hoping to try and find another blink target. Nice swashbuckle from Brawl to disable the Blink Dagger. That should end this little skirmish. But Bammysoy ecstatic to finally have something going their way.
Yeah, and that wasn't expensive at all. That's how every play they do should go. Just swap into LSA, connecting with the Venge and the Lina. It's the best play they got, besides getting an immaculate RP skewer play from Mu, but you can't expect that much out of the Magnus right now, especially not during daytime. It's just too hard to approach a lot of these engagements, and the punish is always going to be there if Braille is in the team fight. If you can see the Pango, you know that any RP that you do is going to be met with a roll, and sometimes it's just going to be a wasted RP. But during all of this, those stacks were farmed, TA got to move into the triangle, Tomato's still farming at a blistering speed, gonna have 15-minute D-Lance Deso, and then suddenly TSM gets set up for that Roche top, and that's the team fight that Bammysoy want to win, need to win. But mid, yeah.
There's a combo again. Perfect. Got him. Like you said, not hard at all. Whenever they have the cooldown off of Laguna Blade, they should be going for those maneuvers. And this is what we were lacking in game 1, right? They didn't have any easy availability of having a kill combo, a kill squad. This time they definitely do. And it's going to also help them hold this mid lane. Sort of keep the TSM map control in check a little bit. Whitemon also going to be giving up an additional kill. Husky and Mobe are overlapping their stuns quite a lot. And that's going to keep this Tusk alive because of it.
Yeah, just not very patient. I find it funny that Mobe ends up going for the Blink Dagger here, but I think he's just scared of missing out on that play, and now he literally can't with the Blink. His Blink, though, don't know if he makes out of this one. It's a great block off, though, but okay. The roll ensures it.
Good try, good try. He's telling his team space, boys, space. Push mid, push mid, push mid. I make space, I make space.
Well, and without Rolling Thunder, they can get a pretty convincing push here. Regen Rune on Mobe as well, keeping his mana pool topped off. But here we go. They've got Brew Split. They don't want to get trapped here. Mu gets his Blink disabled, but having 2 blinks on your heroes, until there's a blink on the Pango, there is really no easy way for TSM to catch you. It's where slow reaction times is Bammysoy's worst nightmare right now. And during all this, they are making space. That Ags is getting closer and closer for the Bristle. Whereas you really want Ags Bloodstone in this game, so you actually have a way to reset yourself in these fights. But Samson's making that recovery happen. He's farming a 5-star right now of Ancients, but smoke whiffs. Tomato's too good. Just knows nobody's showing in the mid lane. My team's in their triangle. Something has to be happening right now.
His team is actually going to be looking for a quick kill onto Husky. They should be able to find it without too much difficulty here. So that's a Venge dead. Does finish off the Medallion of Courage before death though. But the crucial thing is now we have more map estate. Tier 1 tower almost certainly going to fall here. And Tomato is the one that gets the last hit. He's got 10k net worth. pretty much at 18 minutes into the game. He's going to have Blink, D-Lance, Deso with full power trades here, ET, at 18 minutes. That's insane amount of farm.
No, he's on a different level, especially in this series. Even to the Weaver game, he is just more farmed than I've seen a lot of the carry players so far in this tournament. Just prioritizing himself. All of his map movements have been very nice, just knowing where he needs to be. Even that movement just now, getting that mid tower, moving immediately into the enemy Ancients, taking that away from your opponents. And this is a cheeky steal. This is an attempt here. They've got a ton of anti-armor, and they will be able to force it, but you do see TSM heroes en route. They do have scan as well. They really wanted to make sure, but I think they've got it for Bammysoy. A very nice sneak, but they got to be careful. Once they catch wind that this Roche is going down, Kasane can cut you off. He can leave these stragglers out to dry, but Roche gets claimed. Kasane's running up. They want to get some revenge here. They don't want to let you get away with this for free, even though the call has been made. Everybody's trying to evacuate, and it's a clean getaway.
I'm very surprised that nobody got caught as a straggler, especially not Husky going through the twin gate. But they do. They all get out. Well done to the Bammysoy lineup. Having now an Aegis for this Bristleback, this should secure him at the very least like the Ags and a half. We'll see how far he finishes the Bloodstone before the duration expires. Things looking a little bit better for them. The question is, if you're on the side of TSM, how do you play into this Aegis? Do you just dodge? Or do you think they're strong enough to maybe fight through it?
I absolutely think they're strong enough to fight through it. Their team fight's just too good, and is this the way you want this to start? That's Blink reveal on Bryle, and now moves in over his head.
He definitely is way too far forward. He thought I was going to be finding an RP or the two. Instead, he just gets rolled into. Mobe will assassinate Immersion with the Laguna Blade as Blink tries to save the life, or gets his life saved for a second by Husky, but in retrospect, Husky should have just let him die. As Tomato will accrue a double kill here. Yeah, Sammy and Mobe survive, but they're about to also lose out on a Tormentor as it spawns right now. Things are not looking as good as they could have been, despite the fact that they have an Aegis.
And the question is, are your cores too far behind? How many objectives do you need to give up now while we wait? I think, is that Tomato currently setting up? Yep, just double melds the Tormentor. That kills it. It's insane. Tomato has his shard now as well. And the good news is that Tomato can die. He's still a Templar assassin. You get through the refraction, you skewer him back, you catch him in a position he can't escape. He will die. Is this the way you start your fight, though?
This is so scary, man. They're putting out this damage onto Brew, but the Brewmaster with 2k HP, like 10 armor, killing him before we can get off the split. Very difficult proposition, especially with the heroes that you have. Bammysoy still in need of some good plays to be made for themselves. And the play is going to be coming towards them, though, because TSM, they will smoke. They want to come protect their tier 1 middle. I don't think they'll be able to protect it in time, but they may be able to find the play thereafter. Kasane does not have a Blink Dagger, so him initiating is quite difficult. In fact, wait, nobody has Blink Dagger, it feels like, outside of Bryle. And Bryle is not the one that's nearby the fight at the moment, so I'm not sure that this engagement will actually happen. Bammysoy, they definitely don't want it to happen. They'll be content just farming away. But now here's the Blink Daggering guy. It's Bryle. He's looking towards Mobe. They want their Lina, they want her bad, and they are gonna get her. At the same time, Tomato easily able to evaporate Husky. Samson,
Oh boy.
in between all these Broomerlings. They tossed him up into the air. They're disabling him. They're slowing him up. And that's gonna be the first life taken away. And honestly, not so sure how he survives the second one. Moo gets his Blink disabled by Bryle. Bryle has had Moo's number the whole damn game. He kills him all for good measure. Samson now getting snowballed into. There's no way for him to survive. He is brought down low. And it turns into a full 5 hero wipe. TSM. I don't even think they expected to get a team wipe here, ET.
No, certainly they did not, but it almost falls into their lap. They catch Bammysoy after that tier 1. going into their triangle, going into TA territory where she already has all of these full duration traps set up, and then you get picked apart. It's where you go ahead of your support, the sentries aren't down. They felt like they needed to get any objective, which I understand, but they press their luck and they get punished. A punish that is going to be very difficult for them to recover now, especially with Mobe deciding to go for these travels instead of the Ags components, means that we're going to be waiting for a lot more of that damage. And again, I pose the question, are the cores just too far behind? Are we not going to get to see that monster bristleback at this point? It only gets easier for Moo to initiate the closer they get to Bammysoy's base. But if TSM want to, they can stall out the entire map. If they really wanted to, they wait out Aegis another 6 minutes, they look for these plays, and they're happy. Mobe? I think he's fine. Brow's actually kind of on his own here.
Let's see how tanky Brawl is. Turns out the answer is not that much. And they zap him. That must have just felt very, very satisfying to do for Mobe. 1,000+ gold in exchange for it as well, so that also just helps the overall war effort from Bammysoy.
Yeah, acting on his own. Thinking Mobe is going to be an easy kill, I suppose, but very odd from Bryle. Did not have any backup en route. Everybody else was playing with Bryle, so gets caught out. Uncharacteristic from him, but the rest of the lineup maintained formation. They're still farming 2 lanes. They're still farming Bammysoy's Ancients. It's why they're getting pressed all the way to the Radiant Triangle right now, trying to get any semblance of farm. While Kasane does not care. He's Travels Radiance, man. He is Midas Travels Radiance guy. He is as greedy as you can be on Brew and getting away with it.
Hasn't been punished. Only died a single time the entire game. So, things are going this well for you. Why decide to fix it? You just keep doing you, fam. Now they've got a double damage rune on this Temper Assassin. If Roshan was up, they would have certainly gone straight into the pit, but she'll content herself with just farming up with this item. And then we're going to be going for a Silver Edge next, which all of a sudden, we're going to be complicating life for Samson. ET, do they even need a Silver Edge? Yes, she has a double damage rune, but my god, that damage. We're going to see another fight happening bottom. The fear onto Mobe. Oh no. So one of the other concerns I have about the build from Mobe, not only do you delay the Aghanim's components, but there's no possibility of a BKB. You're just screwed. Around this mid lane right now, Brawl will get caught out by the rest of Bammysoy, are outside of the top part of the map, and they are at least able to bring him down. But in exchange for Mobe and for Samson, definitely not worth it.
No, definitely not. And again, it's funny. It just seems like Bryle's stuck in the wrong lane, which is why he gets taken out. Didn't even have to RP him in that situation, but it doesn't matter. The Merchant's in the right spot. He catches you split pushing. You can feel that Bammysoy don't want to fight right now. They want to avoid. They need more net worth. They need time. They need to avoid TSM, at least the core of TSM, as much as they can. If Brawl keeps giving him these little kills, you know, I mean, he's 3rd highest net worth hero in the game. It is gold in the pocket of Bammysoy, but it still doesn't feel good. In TSM now, I think Brawl is just going to join up with the crew. They're starting to really narrow the map. You're not getting away with this creep cutting, even though Moo's going to try to stay out on the map as long as possible. And in 45 seconds, we'll know how kind this Roche is to Bammysoy. They want max timer. They want to get a next batch of items before they have to drag themselves out towards the pit again. Early timer, and then TSM look for their early victory.
Victory is potentially at hand here. TSM can taste it. They can smell it. One step away from the upper bracket finals. Then at that point, you're just 2 series wins. Just 5 games of Dota between going to Kuala Lumpur or just staying home. Top lane, Husky just gets... Oh, I don't even want to call that an assassination. They just sneeze at him and he dies at this point.
Yeah, gets 2-shot. It's not very easy. But as soon as they clean the rats out of top, they start enveloping the bottom lane, the mid lane. They start being annoying. It'll be a middle-of-the-road Roche timer. Minute 30. Not exactly what Bammysoy wanted, but better than a 45-second, it's coming right now timer. But again, TSM, they're getting tighter. They're getting better at closing off the map. They've got this vision. They know now. cut the mid wave, cut the bottom wave. You have an idea of where you are, and these creeps are getting closer and closer to Bammysoy. It's where those mistakes are going to happen. Gotta be so careful now, because if you die on your side of the map, suddenly you get Glyph Forest, suddenly your back's against the wall, then you don't get to make an attempt at that Roche fight. If you lose Glyph, you always have to be looking behind you for those creeps hitting your base.
Now creeps coming to hit your base. It's heroes and these creeps. And they're going to do the cheese. Pushing with the Brew Monster. They were looking for a little bit of damage onto Samson just to bother him. But, man, Brew Monster, these ghost pushes with this hero. Kind of silly. Kasane might actually die here. The Earth Ruling is in a lot of danger. Blink, hit the thing, dude. Okay. Okay. I didn't see the Storm Ruling had left. I thought, like, Blink was just chilling for no reason. But, never mind. My bad, Blink. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, Mobe. Okay, utilizing these BTs to at least split the map and spread it out a bit. Like you said, they don't want to fight at the moment, so force TSM to run around looking for you. You can buy some space and time. Unfortunately, what this does mean, though, ET, is now the path to Roche on top is completely wide open. It's been scouted by TSM. They should be able to take it quite easily.
Yep, and then they see 3 heroes bottom. They get the D ward, but unfortunately for Bammysoy, if they're just a little bit closer in net worth, if the heroes are just a little bit smaller in TSM, absolutely. They have this very unique situation. Kasane doesn't have split. They could force an engagement where, of course, he's a very strong hero without split. It's what he's built his hero up for. They could make a convincing contest, but because the game is in the state that it is, they're still mode dodge. We're going to get the net worth out of the map. We're going to have to give them the second Aegis. Even though if they have this extremely unique situation, they're not even able to chance it. They don't want to risk it. They're going to value their gold, their buybacks, getting a little bit more net worth out of the map instead of going for that risky contest. So they won't lose the game outright, but they are playing for those skewer backs now. You're allowing TSM to get closer and closer to your base, and you don't have Glyph right now. So if TSM want to, they march down any lane, they're going to get more damage on your buildings.
Okay, just a little bit of a fear there. Immersion finds the long range on the dead shot, but no follow-up coming in from Brawl. Not sure he was completely ready for that situation. We will see them sort of trading some damage onto tier 2s, but they TP it back in Mars to try and deal with Blink. They find the Nature's Prophet and they should be able to kill him. Blink, sorry Brait. Did his best to make this entertaining, will not matter. And at the same time, Kasane and Tomato were just pushing the tier 2 top, and now they're going to be going onto the high ground here. These heroes need to run quickly. And not all of them will be able to get here at the same time. So they're going to end up losing the tier 3 tower. And that'll be enough for now. Lots of damage being done onto the range rise. Kasane, of course, with the Earth Panda and that stupid Demolish passive, they're able to take down the range racks.
Oh, you like 4 shots at whenever Tomato hits it with the Deso. It's ridiculous. But Bammysoy wanted to make a play onto Brile bottom. They were smoked behind Blink. They tried to do something, but when that play doesn't happen, they're already on the base. You don't have Glyph. You get forced into this terrible situation. You get bottled back anyway. And now Mobe, they see each other. Brile's facing the wrong way, so he just keeps on going forward. But very odd. Yeah. Very, very odd play, but very little lost. They're going to lose their Tormentor again here. Can only imagine. Mon just does the setup and then will die very, very quickly. But again, they see Blink. He spawns trees. He gets the D ward. Does Immersion keep him locked down enough, though? No, they will miss out on each other. But again, this is just tightening up the map. TSM have this Aegis for a very long time. They did get their Glyph refreshed after that top tier 3 went down, but they're just amassing a massive net worth lead now while they wait for Primal Split to be back up off cooldown as well. So the fight only gets easier for TSM.
Also building into his Octarine core for Kasane so that the Primal Split is up even more often than it already is. Fun. There is a big item that Bammysoy have just gotten for themselves. Would have been nice for Samson to have the Bloodstone, but BKB in this game against the Brewmaster, against the Pangolier, against the Muerta, yeah, there's still a lot of value I can see BKB having.
Yeah, absolutely. Just make sure that you still stay relevant in the fight. He almost wants a second blade on Tomato. Axe reveal. He's in.
Tomato with the Axe coming in with the Aegis as well, forcing an RP from Moo with the BKB going. Moo's still alive, but they at least want the first life. Samson can't even take that away from Tomato. Kasane also pops the cheese to avoid dying here, and now he can get off the Bruce Split. They toss Samson into the air. They kill him off. Big hit from Tomato ensures that they bring down this Vengeful Spirit as well. And Mobe, you thought he could escape. He's on the high ground. He's by the tier 4 towers, but even there, he's not safe, ET. He ends up being brought down. Blink came in to try and assist his squad. All he's really doing is going to be assisting in some gold numbers for the TSM squad. He retreats into the fountain. As usual, Kasane, once he sees at least one hero is dead, focuses on the buildings. Full lane of racks in the top lane, and they're going for the second one through mid.
Yeah, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think the game's over. There's no buybacks on any of these heroes. Everybody has been playing for having those items, and you're going to use Blink again here. They're going to go to that bottom racks. You don't have any glyph. If they wanted tier 4s, they certainly would have it. You've got maybe one team fight left in Bammysoy, but you're against Megas. You don't have RP. They could just be talking about the next game at this point, because yeah, there's not a lot of hope right now. Didn't get the Aegis. They've got almost all of their ultimates coming back up. Just the Primal Split that they won't have access to in this last fight. I don't even know if they're going to have both tier 4s to play around here. Samson.
Sammy? Oh my goodness, there used to be a Samson there, but he's already gone. Moo as well, during his own BKB, just gets demolished. And their bodies have barely hit the deck, but the GGs have already been called. Bammysoy have seen enough. And TSM will be your first team getting into the upper bracket final here in the Kuala Lumpur qualifiers as they demolish in 2-0 fashion Bammysoy.